Boys and girls of every age, would you like to hear about something strange? Come with us and you will see. This our town of Halloween. This is Halloween, this is Halloween. Pumpkins scream in the dead of night. Hey guys, welcome to Spooky Feasts. I hope you're ready for this because we're going to be making some of the most tastiest, creepiest foods for this entire spooky month of October. Yes, the month of Halloween! But yeah, so the first thing we'll be making in our Spooky Feast will be the pumpkin pie. Don't you mean jack-o'-lantern pie? Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. He's really into Halloween. Yeah, so we're making the jack-o'-lantern pie. Yay! Alright, so let's get into that right now. Okay, so the first step to the pumpkin pie, jack-o'-lantern pie, is to make us some pumpkin puree. You can buy pumpkin puree in the shops, but I'm gonna make some. First thing you need to do is remove the guts from your pumpkin. I'm using a butternut pumpkin. Then we're gonna put it on a tray lined with a baking sheet and we're gonna stick it in the oven for an hour or until it gets soft. Okay, the pumpkin is now in the oven. Now it's time to make the pie crust. So first things first, we'll be needing 1 1/4 cup of flour, followed by half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of sugar. Now you'll want to mix these all together. Okay, now it's time to add 200 grams of butter, salt reduced of course. Now using your hands, mix and crush the butter between your fingers and the flour until it starts to resemble a nice crumbly texture. Like so. Okay, now the pastry is taken on a nice crumbly texture. Now it's time to add between 3 to 6 tablespoons of water. After adding the water, knead until the mixture resembles a large dough ball. Okay, now we've mixed the dough and we've turned it into a ball. Now, time to roll out the dough so it can be put into a pie dish. Now using a flat flour coated surface, roll out your dough until it reaches the desired size. Make sure to save some dough for decorations later on. Once you are happy with the size of your dough, place the dough into a greased pie dish. And there we have it, a pumpkin pie, jack-o'-lantern pie crust, jack-o'-lantern pie crust that's ready for the pumpkin when it's cooked. In the meantime, put this in the fridge to keep cool until the pumpkin is ready. Okay, as you can see, it's been an hour and the pumpkin is super soft and should be really easy to just scoop out, place into a bowl and turn into puree. Alright, so let's do that. Okay, now we've removed the pumpkins from its shell and got all the tasty insides. We'll just give it a quick mash just to make it a super soft puree. Now it's time to make the best part of the pumpkin pie itself, the insides. Okay, first things first, we're going to be needing 2 whole eggs and 1 egg yolk. We'll then beat that up. Okay, so now it's time to add our spices. So for our spices, we'll be needing half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom, and 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. So we'll throw them in, and we'll follow that up with half a cup of brown sugar and 1/4 cup of white sugar. Now we mix that all together. Now it's time to add in 2 cups of our pumpkin puree. Now we also add 1 1/2 cups of thickened cream. Now we mix it all together. You'll want to mix together until it becomes a nice even color. And there we have it, everyone. Our super tasty pumpkin pie filling. And so, yep, you guessed it. Now it's time to... Is it time to fill it up? Yes, it is. Yay, we get to fill up the jack-o'-lantern. Yes, we get to fill up the jack-o'-lantern. So let's go grab our crust. Okay, so now you just want to carefully pour our batter into the pie. There we go. And here we have it, guys. Our pumpkin pie is ready to be cooked. But that's not ready yet. What do you mean? We're forgetting its face and eyes. Of course we're forgetting the face and eyes. Okay, now grab the small ball of pastry that we left before, because we're going to turn that into the jack-o'-lantern's eyes and mouth. So first things first, we want to turn it into a little divot. And then grabbing some black food dye. You only need one small drop. Now it's time to mix the black food dye into the dough. Here we have it, guys, a ball of black pastry that will be perfect to make our mouths and eyes of our jack-o'-lantern pie. Using a rolling pin, flatten out the small piece of dough, then use a sharp knife to cut out the desired shapes for decoration. And here we have it, everyone, the jack-o'-lantern pumpkin pie. Okay, so now we have the face, now it's time to cook our pie up. Bake the pie at 200 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes. At 15-minute intervals, poke with a knife to test to see if the pie is finished. If it comes away sticky, it is not finished. And here we have it, everyone, one pumpkin jack-o'-lantern pie. So, jack-o'-lantern pumpkin pie. I can agree with that. Doesn't it look good? Look at it, it's got a little face and everything. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out some of our other foods. And look out for more spooky foods upcoming this month. See you, everyone. Bye. Bye. Real fun, but it can really like make you jump. Because you're just like, oh!